The traffic lights flickered red, and cars piled up in every lane. In the middle of the chaos stood a German shepherd. Not running, not moving, just standing, blocking the road. Horns blared. Drivers leaned out of their windows shouting, "Get out of the way!" But the dog didn't flinch. His chest rose and fell in quick, desperate breaths. His eyes glistened as though they carried a message no one could hear. And then he let out a cry. Not a bark, not a growl. A sound of pure desperation. A sound that would soon change everything. It was a bright afternoon. The kind of day when the streets overflowed with cars and impatience. Engines roared. Horns echoed against shop windows. People hurried home, barely noticing the figure in the middle of the road. But this wasn't a stray, wandering without purpose. The German shepherd looked well-fed, strong, and cared for. And yet, he stood trembling, his tail low, his voice rising in painful cries. Drivers exchanged uneasy glances. "Whose dog is this?" someone muttered. Others shook their heads, unwilling to step out. A few laughed nervously, brushing it off. A large dog on a busy road was trouble nobody wanted. Still, the shepherd refused to move. His paws shifted only enough to dodge a car's bumper. Then he returned, blocking the path again. It wasn't defiance. It was desperation. And anyone watching closely could see, he wasn't crying for himself. Among the long line of cars, one small sedan sat stuck in the traffic. Inside, a young couple argued softly about being late for work. But in the back seat, strapped into a booster chair, sat a little boy no older than 4. His wide eyes never left the German shepherd. The dog's cries cut through the blaring horns, piercing the child's heart in a way no adult seemed to notice. He tugged at his mother's sleeve. "Mama!" Doggy crying. She glanced once, distracted. "It's just a stray, honey. Don't worry." But the boy wouldn't look away. His small hand pressed against the window, palm flat, as if trying to reach the shepherd through the glass. "No," he said. "He needs help." The parents exchanged an uneasy look. To them it was just chaos. Traffic, noise, and a dog in the wrong place. To the baby it was something else. Something urgent. And while every adult around dismissed the cries as nuisance, this child saw the truth. He didn't see a dangerous animal. He saw a broken heart, begging to be understood. And that innocence was about to change everything. The parents finally rolled the window down, just a little, enough for fresh air, but mostly to calm their restless child. The moment the glass slid open, the German shepherd turned his head sharply. His ears lifted, and with a sudden burst of energy, he trotted straight toward their car. The mother gasped, "Close it! He might bite!" But before she could, the child leaned forward, tiny fingers stretching through the narrow opening. And then something incredible happened. The shepherd stopped. His frantic barking softened into low whines. Slowly, carefully, he pressed his cold, wet nose against the child's hand. Silence fell around them. The horns, the shouting, the chaos. It all seemed to fade as dog and child locked in a moment of understanding. The boy whispered, "It's okay. I see you." The shepherd whined louder, then pulled back, trotting a few steps away. He turned, looked over his shoulder, and barked once. Sharp, urgent. Then he stopped, waiting. Everyone in the car froze, realizing what was happening. He wasn't asking for food. He wasn't asking for shelter. He was asking them to follow. The parents hesitated. 1,000 questions raced through their minds. Was it safe? Was the dog leading them into danger? But then, the boy's tiny voice cut through their fear. "Please, Mama. He needs us." The father sighed, gripped the steering wheel, and nodded. "All right, just for a minute." As if sensing their decision, the German shepherd barked once more, sharp and insistent. Then he broke into a run, darting off the main road and down a narrow side street. The family's car crept after him, tires crunching over uneven pavement. Every few steps, the dog would stop, glance back at them, and whine. His eyes glowed with urgency, his tail stiff with determination. The mother whispered, He's guiding us. They turned corner after corner, leaving behind the roar of traffic until the neighborhood grew strangely quiet. At last, the shepherd slowed. His paws scraped against a broken fence at the edge of an abandoned lot. The boards had collapsed inward, leaving jagged gaps. The dog slipped through effortlessly, then barked again, louder this time, desperate. The father parked, heart pounding. The little boy leaned forward, his face pressed to the glass. He's showing us something. Through the gaps in the fence, a patch of overgrown grass swayed in the wind. And in the middle of it, something small moved. The shepherd whined, pacing in frantic circles, urging them to see, urging them to understand. The father pushed the creaking gate just wide enough to step through. The mother followed close behind, clutching their son's hand. The German shepherd darted straight ahead, tail low, whimpering. He stopped beside a worn cardboard box half hidden in the tall weeds. The sound hit them first. Tiny whimpers, soft cries. The mother froze, eyes wide. Oh my God! Inside the box, curled together for warmth, lay a litter of newborn puppies. Their fur was matted, their bodies frail, their voices barely louder than whispers. The shepherd circled the box anxiously, pawing at the edges, then nudging the pups one by one as if to show, "These are mine, please, help them." Tears stung the mother's eyes. The father knelt, gently lifting the lid to see better. His throat tightened at the sight. 6 tiny lives clinging to each other, trembling against the cold. The little boy gasped, "Babies, doggy babies." His face lit with both wonder and heartbreak. The shepherd pressed close, licking the weakest pup, then looked up at the humans with eyes that begged for mercy. This wasn't a stray wandering the road. This was a desperate parent. And the cries that had stopped traffic, the cries everyone ignored, they weren't for himself. They were for his children. The mother dropped to her knees, pulling off her jacket without hesitation. She wrapped it gently around the shivering pups, one by one, tucking them into warmth. The German shepherd didn't resist. He only pressed closer, tail trembling, eyes fixed on every movement, as if making sure his babies were safe. The father reached for his phone, voice urgent. "We need animal rescue. Now." While he spoke, the little boy crouched beside the box. His tiny hands reached out, cradling the smallest puppy against his chest. "Don't cry, you're safe now." The scene silenced everyone. For a moment, the busy world outside disappeared, leaving only a family, a dog, and 6 fragile lives depending on them. The shepherd whined softly, then nudged his nose against the boy's arm, almost like a thank you. The boy smiled through tears. "It's okay, Daddy. He trusts us." Sirens wailed faintly in the distance. Help was on its way. The dog sat down at last, sides heaving, his burden finally shared. And in that quiet corner of the city, surrounded by strangers, he was no longer alone. He had found the miracle he was begging for. Hours later, the puppies lay safe inside warm blankets at the veterinary clinic. Their tiny chests rose and fell, stronger now, alive because someone had finally listened. The German shepherd never left their side, eyes soft with relief. The family stood nearby, the little boy clutching his father's hand. He whispered, "We helped him, Mama. We really helped him." The mother nodded, tears glistening. "Yes, sweetheart, you did." In that moment, one truth became clear. Sometimes it doesn't take a crowd to hear a cry for help. Sometimes it only takes one pure heart. If the story touched your heart, don't let it end here. Share it. Tell someone. Remind the world that compassion still matters. And if you want more true stories of courage, love, and miracles, hit like, tap subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss what's coming next.